Well, obviously, when you get a win, first game of the year, it's always exciting. And what you want to do, it's your goal. Our goal is to focus on game one. We did that. Obviously, the first game we got some things we got to clean up. Some of the penalties, kind of came back to hurt us. We gave them 6 points on 2 personal fouls and things like that. You got to clean up after your first game. The thing that I took most out of it was the kids played. They played hard. They played for 60 minutes. They didn't quit. It got down there close a little bit in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and you can still see the kids flying around. Obviously, 2 safeties, 2 block kicks, and a return extra point for 2 points. It changes the momentum. And when kids are playing that, you love to see that sea of red, pitching the ball and scoring. They're playing hard. That's all you can ask for. 60 minutes of playing hard and focus on what they got to do, and you come out on top. It's always good to start, but obviously we got some things we got to work on. Like most teams, I think the biggest adjustment or the biggest game we'll have is between game 1 and 2.
Questions?
Like you say, there's always some change, but I feel like some specific.
Again, you lost 26 seniors from last year, so I thought a lot of kids that stepped up that hadn't played before or played a little bit did a great job. Our right tackle, Sean Peters, OC, our running back, Nate, the other running back, Andrew O'Neill, number 5, and obviously, my 2 guys here on either side are returners, but those are some guys that have never been on the field before for us. They did a good job, and defensively, Kellen Spaduto was back after taking last year off, and Alec Finelli didn't play a lot last year. He had some big plays in the back end, and if you look at number 32, Matt Lalio, he didn't play for us much last year, and he had some big plays today too. So it's good to see some of those young guys come along, but again, if you're going to be there at the end, you got to stay healthy, and you got to make sure those young kids come along, and they do.
Are there surprises even for seniors? You mentioned the first game and so forth, or is there also a curve kind of with a new team that has lost 26 seniors and there are so many people in young roles and things, or your veteran guys know the system, and it's...
Yeah, I mean, it's different when you lose 26, and each year it's a different atmosphere, it's a different team. I feel that I had a great group of core kids coming back that have been on the field for us. Obviously, my 2 captains here have been on the field for 4 years, and Kevin Berry's a captain, and Connor Candido's a graduate student, so he's been here 4.5 years. So you have a good core of leadership, and I wasn't worried about that. I was more concerned with making sure those younger guys that haven't been on the field and hadn't had much experience come along. And after spring ball, they did a great job and through camp, and I think they're only going to get better from here on out. The more they play, hopefully they progress each week and don't take that step back. But I got a core group of senior leaders that I really, really trust and I believe in.
For any of you guys, there were moments where could have maybe taken some momentum for you guys to make some of those big plays after that. How important was some of that, and how did that feel?
I think one of the biggest plays was the connection here. At one point, he threw a long touchdown pass to Dube to kind of, make sure we stay on top. But it's a momentum change, and these guys are your playmakers, and you expect them to make plays and keep the momentum going in our direction. Then defensively, it gives us a chance to pin our ears back and go after the quarterback. Obviously, Dylan did a great job rushing the passer tonight, had a bunch of tackles for loss. And the big thing is when you block kicks, that's a real thorn in your side, and it takes the momentum out of the other team. And then when you block a kick like that and you return it back for 2 points, it's disheartening to the other kid, and that's what we talk about. When you got a chance to put the other team away, you got to do it, and that's what good teams do.
I know you did a lot of that last year too, blocking kicks. Where does that come from?
I think it comes from these guys just playing hard and being hungry and playing with a chip on their shoulder. It's nothing that you teach other than keep harping it with the kids. You play hard and play with that chip and come after people, and that's what they do. And I think tonight you saw that they played hard for 60 minutes. And when you have 2 block kicks, and then when you see them pitch it and the guys running down the sideline, that's a lot of excitement, and it's a momentum builder for us.
I think it's for RJ and Tyler, it seems like your coach is the ultimate grinder. I know we talked about you guys being grinders, and given some of the things that have happened off the field, as well as now it's back to football, it's back to focusing on the team. I'm just wondering what it was like for you guys playing for him tonight and seeing him back where he's supposed to be, and the outcome being the way it's supposed to happen, and all those kinds of things. It seemed like there was really a sense of normalcy almost on the field tonight.
I mean, through this whole battle, I mean, we've really been there in support for him. I mean, we always are telling him to, go rest, go take the day off because we can handle it as leaders. We have great coaches that can take over. So, it's he's done so much for us that we kind of owe it to him. Like take a step back and do what you have to do. Let us handle the team right now, and then when you're good, you can come back and it'll be the same.
Did he listen to you?
No.
At times, depends on what we do.
How about you, Ryan?
We talk about it all the time. He talks about calling us grinders, but he's the one grinding right now. And everyone on the team sees that. So we have the days where he's not in practice, the leaders take over, the assistant coaches, they take over, and it's just like he's there. Nobody misses a beat. Nobody treats it any different. Like Tyler was saying, we tell him to rest. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Coach does what he wants. At the end of the day, though, I think this whole situation has brought us closer together. Losing those 26 seniors, because now we're not playing just for each other and coaches, we're playing for a cause. And as a team, I think that's what's going to help us this season. And soon he'll be fully healthy, and just like you said, it's back to normal right now. So it's good to go out there, get a win for coach, and let him know that everything's normal again.
How important was it? And I know, programs and teams and coaches and players never take, wins for granted. But to win tonight, when you don't come back here, I think it's October 17th against Cornell, 4 games on the road to really kind of set the tone. And tonight, I mean, you obviously want to win the opener, but it seems like there's even more importance with these next 4 games on the road before you do come back.
Yeah, it's definitely big to win the first game. In the years past, we've won the first game, and then we snowballed from there. So coming into this game, it was big to get a win, and knowing that we're on the road for 4 out of 5 weeks coming up, getting this win definitely helps to get us comfortable. We know what we need to work on, so it's good that we came out with a win.
That's some of the things that we talk about is fighting through adversity, what's going to happen. I think being on the road for 4 weeks straight is a long trip. We'll just see what we're made of, and I think it'll make us stronger down the road. And hopefully we take it one at a time, and when we come home, we're in league play at that point. We weather the storm, and we're battle tested, and being able to play on the road.
That 4 weeks on the road, I feel like brings you closer together as a team too. Because when you're on a plane ride for a couple hours or a bus for 10 hours somewhere, you kind of build chemistry and stuff like that. So, I mean, hopefully, when we come back from those 4 games, the chemistry will be good and we'll be ready to go for conference.
Dylan, can you tell us a little bit about the tenacity of this defense? Another 10 or so tackles for loss. You had 3 sacks, and just you guys are all over opponents' backfields. Just where does that come from, and what do you guys do with it?
That's just all hard. It's Coach Wiss tells us all the time, just get after it. Do your job, play within the rules of the game, just get after the ball, and good things are going to happen. So, when you got all 11 guys running to the ball, that's what's going to happen.
You guys good? Great. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.